policy proposal of hers, or is there something that you really, as one person on campus put it, vibed with?
Well, I'm going to use different words,
okay.
But I really think that it's most important that Kamala is advocating for women's rights and women's rights to health care. Okay. As a Christian, there's a lot of turmoil with that right now.
Wait, what? Wait. Talk about.
5.
Okay. Sounds good. All right, since I have not been able to get many Kamala supporters,
really?
Would you mind? Yeah, look at it. I had to knock off some of her space so I could fit all the Trump people.
So what are you asking me why I voted?
And that actually proves to be true because this video was recorded a few months ago, but Donald Trump definitely won the popular vote in a very, very, very convincing fashion. And I'll be honest, I didn't know he would win the popular vote. I didn't know what was going to happen on election night. But let's continue this video. A Christian voter is justifying abortion.
For Kamala?
Yeah, because I haven't talked to many Kamala supporters, so why are you voting for her?
I feel like there's a clear choice on who thinks more rationally and critically and is more qualified to run the country. And the clear choice is Kamala and Tim Walz.
Okay. And can you tell me, in your opinion, do you think most families are better off under Trump's administration or under Biden and Kamala's the 3.5 years that we just went through? Where do you think families would say, yeah, I was better off under?
I feel like it's kind of unfair to compare them because you can still hear me? I feel like it's unfair because Trump had COVID and it was just such different circumstances that both of the presidencies were under that it's kind of unfair to compare them like that. It's like apples to oranges kind of.
Okay.
But I feel like most people would say that they were better off under Trump just because of the different circumstances of the world at that time with like COVID and everything. But I feel like with Kamala's policies of the tax cuts for the families with newborn children or people that are trying to buy homes for the first time, I feel like that is going to do a lot more for people than Trump's tax cuts for the richer upper class.
Okay. Is that your favorite policy proposal of hers, or is there something that you really, as one person on campus put it, vibed with?
Well, I'm going to use different words,
okay.
But I really think that it's most important that Kamala is advocating for women's rights and women's rights to health care. Okay. As a Christian, there's a lot of turmoil with that right now.
Wait, what? Wait. Talk about. You know, I was following her at first because a big standpoint of Kamala Harris or the Democratic Party in recent years has been a lot of socialist ideas. And if you guys don't know what socialism is when you try to remove the capitalism in society and basically distribute the funds in a better and just a different fashion. And what I mean by that is when you give large tax cuts to the majority of the population, or you give large cuts to home ownership prices to the majority of the population, even when said people probably can't afford it. That is a democratic standpoint. The problem that people have with socialist ideas is that socialism just tends to cost way more money because you're giving more things to more people, so it's just naturally more expensive. That's why people were against, let's say, having a 0% interest or a $25,000 payment to first-time home buyers. That's why a lot of people were against it. Not here to debate that. I'm here to talk about what she just said, Christians and being pro-choice. Here's my logic. If you're a Christian, the Bible clearly is against abortion. I don't even understand how this became a debate. And I'm not trying to shame anyone for being pro-choice. That's your choice. That's your choice. But it gets really weird when you use the Bible to justify being pro-choice. But let's hear her logic. She may explain it.
Being pro-life or pro-choice. And I think that it's clearly better to be pro-choice because...
As a Christian, you would say that?
As a Christian, I'm pro-choice because you need to you need to be open to the idea that abortion is not murdering babies. It's providing women with health care, because there are like 10,000 different reasons why you would have an abortion, and it's not just because you don't want to have a kid.
Okay. Where do you get those statistics from? Where do you come up with that opinion?
Because women need abortions if the baby is no longer viable and it's hurting the mother.
Right.
And if the baby is not going to be alive at birth and it's going to kill the mother before the baby is born, then abortion is health care.
Okay. And do you think that's the majority of abortions?
I'm not educated enough to know the exact statistics on how many abortions are that way, but I don't think that the government has a right to make a law about that as broad as they are making it right now.
What is that law that's broad right now?
I don't know the exact name of the law.
There's a federal law? I'm asking what law. You said there's a broad law right now about abortion. What is that?
Yeah, just the way that...
Okay, I don't think she knows what she's talking about. I'm assuming she's referring to the overturning of Roe v. Wade. Maybe that's what she's referencing right now. But there is no broad federal law that outlaws abortion. That doesn't exist.
The laws are being written right now is that they're not like...
Are you talking about state by state or federally?
Yes, state by state. State by state, they're making laws that are not giving people the right necessary tools that they need to have an abortion when it's like medically necessary, not just because it's murder.
Okay. Would you support banning abortions in all cases except when it's medically necessary?
And in cases of rape and incest.
So if a mother is just like, I can't support this, I don't really want to be a mom right now, would you be willing to say, you can't, that's a circumstance that you cannot have an abortion?
I feel like I'm not a medical professional. I'm
not medical.
Yeah, I know what
not
you're
medical.
Saying. I'm saying I'm not a medical professional. I'm not a policymaker. I'm simply a voter. And if that were on the ballot, then I would make that choice then.
So right now, I'm just talking to you person to person. Would you support a ban on every type of abortion except when it's medically necessary to save the mother's life?
No.
Okay. So let's just throw out that argument, because you actually support abortions for no matter what reason.
I have to go. I have class. I have to go.
Okay. All right.
Sorry.
As a Christian, I'm also a Christian. Jesus says to love your neighbor as I have loved you.
Of course.
Yes. And Jesus creates life. He is who gives women their babies. It's not an accident that he has put them on this earth.
Of course.
And there is no reason that a woman should ever have an abortion. Number one, there is no medically necessary reason a woman should have an abortion. That's a lie. But two, I think it's important because I think someone may have lied to you about what is said about abortion. Okay, if you don't want to hear it, I'll just continue telling the camera. That's fine too.
Okay, I have class, but also you're asking me about my opinion, so don't tell me that my opinion is a lie.
Your opinion can 100% be a lie. What are you talking about? That doesn't even make sense. Your opinion can be a lie. Opinions can be wrong. Yeah. I believe I can dunk better than LeBron James. That's my opinion. But it's a lie. It's just not true. And here's another thing. There are medically appropriate abortions. I actually looked it up. This is acog.org. There are situations where pregnancy termination in the form of an abortion is the only medical intervention that can preserve a patient's health or save their life. Yes, whether or not you're arguing if it's a common thing, that's something I don't know about. But there are medical procedures for an abortion. That's just a fact. However, your logic behind this to the student, your logic is just wrong. It's just not true. There are wrong opinions. There are things that you're saying that are contradicting themselves, and using Christianity to support abortion is just. It's just strange. It's just wrong. I'm not gonna lie. It's not true.
It's wrong. Yeah. Opinions can be wrong, and that's why they're opinions. But facts are that, especially the Catholic Church, which I am so grateful that the Catholic Church is very, very clear about their stance on abortion. We do not allow it. We do not accept it. We do not want that anywhere among our women. One, because the Catholic Church cares deeply for life, from conception until natural death, number one. And we always have. We have the longest track record for that. Go Catholics. And two, as a Christian, Jesus has said not to love each other as you would want to love yourself. Love each other as I have loved you. And Jesus certainly can love all of us much better than we can love each other, in that we...
I would say, I think that, what's her name? Caitlin Bennett, I think that's her name, is pretty fair in her debates. She's not a very aggressive debater. She's obviously more right-leaning when it comes to her talking points, but she is fair for the most part, from what I've heard. And I think the student, they were trying to use Christianity to support their abortions, but obviously it just doesn't work out when you try to use Christianity, which obviously, or more than likely, condemns abortion. But anyways, let me know what you guys think about this video. My name is LFR JoJo, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.